So I realized that today would usually be Movie Mondays, but I think that it's more important that I make this video instead. So I'm sorry if you were expecting that. Also, I realized that I'm probably going to offend a large majority of people, especially if you fall far to one side or the other. So I would just ask that you would sit through this whole video from start to finish. I'll make it under 5 minutes if you will just listen. So number one, I realize that there are two parties and there's two sides to the story, but there's also a more important side here. There's a more important group of people here, and that's the men and women who have been killed, discriminated against, unrightfully arrested, mistreated, because of the color of their skin. And especially by people who are supposed to be protecting us, who took an oath to protect us. So if you're one that's watching the protests and the riots on TV and in your streets, and you're not recognizing that there's a serious fundamental flaw in the system, then I'm telling you, you're blind. And this is my calm, concerned plea to you to realize that there is an issue in this country, even if you don't recognize it, even if you didn't grow up around it. It took me quite a while into college to realize and to recognize that there was an issue. And it took talking to people and listening to their stories and their experiences. But I learned pretty quickly that this is happening. And you can say whatever you want about your experiences or what you grew up around, but the statistics are there to back this up. That being said, and I realize that I'm going to lose quite a few people here, but the police aren't the enemy. In fact, a large majority agree that there is an issue that needs to be fixed. Now, as far as the writing goes, I can't condone violent actions, but I can really see where people are coming from here. People are being murdered. I think that it's important, though, to recognize that when we begin to lose our composure, we start to lose our credibility as well. And even though it's difficult to maintain a sense of calm, especially when things this terrible are going on, that message gets through a whole lot more clear. I understand that you can see the riots and say, no, that's more clear. But what happens with the riots is that it muddies the message, because then people are focused on the riots. And I realize that the looters can't be representing the mass majority, because if we're going to be honest, the people that are truly caring about this and protesting don't have time to loot, because they're protesting. They're out in the streets and they're fighting. My final thing about this is that we have to be fighting for justice and not revenge. Because when we start fighting for revenge, we make it a situational protest. Protest against this situation. We want revenge against this person. But that's not the message here. The message here is we need justice. Justice is more powerful than revenge. To wrap up this video, I'm so sick of seeing people hate each other. Protest, fight. But why do we have to hate each other? To those that don't recognize that there's an issue, there's an issue. Go talk to someone. Have people tell you their stories. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm really praying here that this situation gets resolved and that justice is served. Yeah, I'll see you guys Thursday.